Surprise! I decided to go ahead and go live tonight. I've been so busy today. Lost some video footage from a review that started yesterday, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I got my two SD cards mixed up and formatted it when I got it in the camera, and when I went in, came back in to start editing earlier, I thought, so the assembly of the tent thing, poof, gone. Well, it is what it is. They'll either accept the video or they'll be angry about it, but I am not taking it back down and redoing a box opening. Anyway, if anybody's out there watching the replay or whatever, howdy. Glad you can drop by. Well, I have not even eaten yet, but I wanted to get on here and see if anybody wanted to come hang out. Of course, nobody probably knows about it yet because I did not schedule this live. I just hit go live. So I am here. So maybe somebody will come up, and I don't know if they will, but let's make sure the mic is working. Let me click audio. Yeah, I see the little green bars are moving, so the audio is working. Text message here. I had it on my tripod here. I was out there finishing up another review on some lights, and I just used my phone. It's Ray. Anyway, maybe Ray will join and maybe some others will join. I think it takes it a few minutes to send out notifications that you're live. Have y'all ever got on YouTube and just the main YouTube and do a search for live? I think I did that one night. I can't remember how I did that. I think you can do that. I bet my speaker's on. Let me hit. Oh, I know it's on. No, it shouldn't be. But if you click on YouTube, I think, how did I do that one night? Or maybe it was tripods, gadgets. No, oh, new to you. No, I don't want that. Let's see. Live. I guess that's what I did. I had just typed in live and it brought up everybody that was currently live at the moment. I don't remember how I did that, to be honest with you. Hello, Alex. Alex, you could probably answer that question. I know I clicked on the YouTube on my browser one night and I clicked either one of the little tabs across the top and it showed live. Watched, recently uploaded, Power Tools Gaming, game shows, deliveries. Turn on your battery saver. I have to unplug my tablet over here because it starts flickering when I leave it plugged in all the time. I guess it gets overpowered. I don't know. Well, there's an old man he seems to be live right now. I don't know. But I thought I clicked on something and it showed everybody that was live. Well, I do see a lot of people that are live. Look, Rideshare Rodeo's live. John Rich. No, he's not live. It's just he's right there. Let's see. Yeah, there's a few channels that are live. But anyway, let me get back over here. Hello, Ray. Yeah, I just texted you. I wasn't sure if I was going to go live I haven't even ate dinner yet. I haven't even ate today, period, which is not good for you. But glad you made it. But I was finishing up a tent canopy thing, 10 by 30. That thing's huge. It's kind of cheesy too. I was talking about it last night. Anyway, all that video that I did yesterday of that, poof, gone. I guess I formatted my SD card and I thought I had the other SD card in. Hello, Mary. Hope you're doing well. But I formatted that card and all that video from yesterday is gone. So I just kind of had to pick up where I was at today. And then I got some lights in that I went ahead and put in the tent to do the review on those, and it worked out perfect. That was actually Emily's idea. She goes, "Why don't you do the lights in the tent thing?" And that was a good idea and it actually, man, that thing lit it up really good. I took a picture. Let's see. Gallery. That's a few minutes ago. And you can tell that it is dark, but those lights lit it up really well. There's the inside of it. See the lights up at the top. There's one in the back corner, and 3 along the top, and then one up in the other corner. Hello, Tim. How are you, sir? Yeah, switching devices. I finished this one up using my phone. And I had it plugged into that. Well, I guess let's see. There we go. Here, we can watch this video. Have not edited it yet. It's not too shaky. Not too bad. Hopefully the audio came out. Yeah. It does a really good job. I'll go outside and show you. Yep, that works. As you can tell here, it lights it up. Oh, shut up. Oh, sleepy. Well, man, it's cold up there. And it's cold here. I got it, this little heater under the desk. I got it going. It's cold in that living room. I've got a habit of putting on my house shoes, slippers, whatever y'all want to call them. A lot of people wear these out in the public, but they're little shoes, or slip-ons. But I got a habit of taking them off when I come in from the outside. I took my tennis shoes off a while ago, and that living room floor is so cold. You need a review of diesel heat. I did do one and sell it to me on the cheap. It was $49 here today, a heat wave. It was 60, like 64 today. The air had a little coolness to it, but I was comfortable with my little hoodie thing. They had a diesel heater to do, but the problem with that is they want you to. I got away with the first time, but when I mentioned it before, they wanted you to actually put diesel in it and use it. And I'm not going to go buy a gas can just to put diesel in it to use it for that and then try to sell it, because I don't do any camping now, especially in the winter. So if I can ever get me another SUV or a RV, I will do winter camping, but I won't need the gas heater like that, the diesel heater. Hit 42 here today. I didn't think y'all was that far apart. Finally melting some of this stuff. We're going to find out. Talking about weather, it's supposed to have higher winds tomorrow. I might, I don't know if any of y'all ever watch Tyler Tube Tyler Tube. Isn't that? Am I saying that right? Let's see. Tyler Tube, yeah. And some of these other product reviewers, they like destroy the products to test them. And I have not done that. However, this tent out here, we may put the camera out there and say, how strong or how well do these hold up in the wind? Because it's supposed to be windy here tomorrow. And I didn't take it down. So I'm sub to Tyler. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. But anyway, it's supposed to be windy. I've got this. They didn't send tent stakes, but I had some tent stakes, luckily, from my other canopy and an outdoor shower thing. I saved it for camping. May never use it, but anyway, I've got it. But I've got strings tied to the fence. So it's as strong as it's going to get, but the tubing on that frame is pretty thin. So we will see. But I may set the GoPro up in the. And you know what? I could probably set it on a tripod out in the backyard. Ain't nobody gonna bother it. And I could make a video out of that. How I'll have to put that. I have to put that in AI to find out. And speaking of AI, this is for you, Tim. I was using Chat GPT, and you told me about Claude. I started using Claude. I did a couple of tests on different, because what I do is take the Amazon, the top description, when you're looking at it on the product page on the computer, you got the description up there, the quick description, and then the longer description further down the page a little bit. I take both of those and put them in the AIs and write me a compelling product or a compelling description and title for this YouTube video. And it'll give you a title and a description. Okay, what I tested was, and I did it a few times, is I took what ChatGPT gave me and I asked Claude, which is better. I took ChatGPT's title and pasted it over on Claude, and I pasted Claude's title, and I said, which one is better? And it picks ChatGPT's every time, and it picks ChatGPT's description. It'll say this one is a more descriptive, better, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I mean, I like the Claude, but Claude is saying that the stuff that ChatGPT is giving me is better than what they're giving me. It's crazy, but it was an interesting comparison. But I like both of them. So, but Claude, you can ask it something that is newer. And the last time it was updated was April 2024. I think that's what it had said. Yeah, maybe it doesn't want to offend. I don't. I just thought it was kind of interesting. You know what I didn't do? I didn't take Claude's. That's what I'll do tonight. I'll take what Claude gives me, and I'll compare that, and I'll ask ChatGPT which one is better. Because I did it the other way, and Claude said ChatGPT was better, but I'm going to reverse that. Just for the heck of it. There's a couple of other places out there that is interesting, but I think ChatGPT and Claude are probably the better of the better two of the rest of them. See if the canopy can fly. One of your neighbors may be getting a new garden addition. Yeah, I probably ought to take those lights out of it, but I think worst case scenario, it's just going to collapse, and then I'll just put it all in the trash. I realize that people buy those, but I would not. I would honestly, I would not spend money on that. I was put a 50 to 75 more dollars with it and get one of those with the square tubing that you fold out, that expand out like an organ or a spider, as you might call it. But I just don't think it's really worth it. And I think it's $99 on Amazon. So you're going to get $50 for it, maybe. And it might be an interesting video. I ought to set the alarm and go set the GoPro out there and just let it run. I could plug it in with a. Oh, I could do a time lapse. I could do it in time lapse because the battery will last a lot longer on that because it's taking pictures rather than constant video. Anyway. Okay, give me a second. I have another site for you and notebook somewhere. Okay. About 3,000, almost 3,000 subs. Wow. Who is? Dashing Grandpa. I'm not even logged into Dashing Grandpa. Oh yeah, 2.94. I get people are still watching these videos, and what's funny is some of the ones that I was talking about, DoorDash and stuff, are not really relevant anymore because that was 2 years ago. But people are commenting on them and stuff like that, and people are still watching them. Bypass GPT.ai. Use this site to copy and paste your description, and it will humanize it so the search algos cannot tell it was created with AI. Have you seen those air-blown inflatable buildings? Yes. Actually, Tyler too. If you look back, probably almost a year ago, he did one. And I think he did it might have been 2 years ago, a year and a half or so, because I think he did a follow-up review on it too. Yeah, I didn't know Mary was talking about. I'm like, man, somebody's getting up there in the subscribers, and it's me. And I don't even put that much content on here now. I keep wanting to spark more and do some more content, but honestly, y'all, I don't really have time. But I did do more Spark this past week than I've done in a while, and I will probably do more Spark because I got bills I got to pay, and this Amazon pays once a month, and unfortunately, the bills don't come when Amazon pays, and y'all know what I'm talking about. I need to work. While I'm working, I know this is work, but I need to get out there and do some deliveries too. So I'll probably wind up working. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. I may work Saturday and Sunday. I know I'll work Sunday. Sundays are generally pretty good. Wait a minute. Let me go back up here. Because how can I'm going to have to open this up so I can copy and paste because every time I put my cursor over there, would it not put a link in? Well, let's see. Let me open up a window here. New window. Where'd it go? Bypass. Oh, it bypass GPT.ai. Okay, I get convert AI text to human content. There was an AI out there, and scroll down, make sure I didn't miss nothing. There is an AI out there that physically puts a like a person, and they can. It's like for podcasting. It's for somebody that does a podcast by themselves, but they can have a guest, and they can put in the questions they wanted to ask, and it. I think Brian G. Johnson that did that. It was one of the YouTube gurus. Brian says he's not a guru, but he's pretty smart on that stuff. Yeah, it was him, but it had a podcast, and it was completely AI. The avatars, the avatars were human looking, pretty cool. Kind of makes you wonder. Sometimes some of the things we watch, is that really a person or is that AI? AI could wind up putting actors out of business. Pork chop sneak in? Yep. Howdy, pork chop. Lisa, how are you? Hope y'all are doing well. I can't do Uber Eats, Instacart, or Spark until they get the ice off the side streets. Only biz to biz catering. Only biz is the catering. I typically work more apps in January. Yeah, look over on Brian G. Johnson YouTube channel. Let's see. You'll probably have to scroll back. It was just a few months ago. It wasn't too terribly long ago. He's pretty cool. He's lives up there in Denver. Anyway, there you go. But yeah, you can probably just click on. Well, you know what you're doing. It's been about 6 months ago, I think. I could have been a year ago. I think something that was last month, and then after we replaced the seal in my mother's toilet, and I thought it was like a month or two ago, and she wound up having to call a plumber. But he said that thing was wore out looking, and kind of thinking about it, it's been 6 or 7 months ago. Should have lasted a lot longer than that. But when we set the toilet back on there, I think I might have scooted it a little bit, and that might not have sealed it good. I've never replaced one. So I've heard of that AI does that. I've not heard of AI that does that yet. When they are too pretty, that is the AI person. I know what was it? I think it was Coconut Pete gave me one website to do the voice, because if y'all have ever watched his reviews, his voice sounds like total DJ voice, but it was AI. Enhanced speech from Adobe. Oh, it's free Adobe. But my editor that I use now, Filmora, has a voice editor with it, and it enhances it a little bit, not a whole lot, but it does it. It clears it up a little bit, and I've used it on some, because you can do the equalizer and drop that down to classic, and then you can drop down to the AI voice enhancement, and change it just a little bit. Sounds pretty cool. Gig economy sucks this week. I had one decent day yesterday. Did 280 only because I had a banger delivered that order 2 miles for 98. Wow, that was a good one. And howdy, by the way. Spark, I did okay Sunday on Spark. Saturday I actually did okay. But I saw Reddit on earlier and I probably closed it out. Let me look. Nope, not there. It's going to all these browser pages. Yeah, I closed it out. Anyway, it was $14 and something cents, and it was 3 drops, and it was going 22 miles on Spark. And I said, I commented back, about half of the orders here that's about what they are. Because some of them was commenting that they won't take 3 drop orders. Almost all of the Spark orders now are 3 drops, almost every one of them, other than shopping orders. That's Saturday and Sunday. That's pretty much all I did. Although I did do one that was $47 for a curbside pickup. I went ahead and did that one because that was a $36 tip, I think, or something like that. That was a good one. If I accept the order with Spark, I see it. If I accept an order with Spark and see I have to 25-minute forget that, I'll cancel. Do you know, I don't know if you were here for the last week's live, but Spark has updated their terms of use. And now they can deactivate you if you drop too many orders. Just a FYI. But there's also said that they would deactivate you if you did not do orders for an extended amount of time. And I think it was Tim that looked, and he was still active, and he hadn't done no Spark in a long time. So apparently some of the new terms of use they're not enforcing yet, but that's just something to kind of put in the back of your head. But they're supposed to start deactivating people for it. I think if you do it right away, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, that may be true too, because it seems like I had talked to them 2 or 3 years ago, and they said if you accept it on accident and immediately drop it, it won't go against you. But so that you may have something there. Because I know a lot of people there for a while, they were just, bam, they would just hit accept and wouldn't even look at them. And then they would drop that order. And I think that's what they're kind of getting fed up with, is people are just trying to accept them rather than looking at them. But I do understand you don't always have time to look at them, because if you don't immediately hit it, somebody else is going to. So I get that. I understand it. I just take my chances. I just go ahead and look at them, because I don't know. I don't know. That's just the way I do it. Yeah, it does now. It does now. Well, if they're going to enforce it. Well, I was going to look it up, but their terms of use used to be this long, and now it's this long. They have added a bunch of stuff in it, but I do remember that was in it, and your customer rating, and your drop rate, customer rating, and something else can possibly get you deactivated. They say that your acceptance rate won't, but it also says that it can cause you not to get as good of orders as other people. Or all those ratings will do that, but some of them will get you deactivated too. So I don't know. It depends on how they feel that day, I guess. I made 180 today on Proxy Picks. More booked for tomorrow. You do great on that Proxy Picks. The other day there was like 3 of them that popped up, and I've never seen 3 of them pop up. But it was also snowy. Usually I see one every couple of weeks pop up on Proxy Picks. Proxy Picks is just not that popular here. There's probably another app that I just don't know about that's like Proxy Picks that's taking the business here, but I don't know. So just I think everybody in here probably, I was going to say, what's your favorite app? But I think everybody in here that I've seen here all do different apps. So my guess is with Ray, it's going to be Proxy Picks. With Tim, it's going to be the what is that catering one? The catering one, obviously. Oh, you do good on Roadie too? Roadie used to be pretty decent here, but not no more. Zifty? Well, what's your favorite at number one? What's y'all's number one favorite app? You know, I realize some of you do DoorDash, Bark, and delivered that and different ones, but out of all of them, what's your number one? Catering in general, whichever app wants to pay me the most. That's my favorite. Right now it's delivered. Yeah. So Proxy Picks is your favorite. Delivered is, I said delivered that, but delivered is what I meant. You guessed it for me. Yeah, I figured it was because you do a lot of Proxy Picks, Ray. I enjoy all 3 catering apps. I wish Wichita Falls had more catering. We just don't have any businesses here. So you really don't have that much. And the restaurants, we have one barbecue place that does do a lot of catering, but they do it themselves. And I am thinking about suing the people who messed up my app. Good luck with that one. What do y'all, how many of y'all are into TikTok? Are y'all into TikTok? You know how much money some of these creators make on TikTok? Could you imagine having all your eggs in one basket, one TikTok basket, and poof, Sunday, it's gone. Adios. Unless something happens between now and then. But there are people that make millions of dollars on TikTok as creators, just like on YouTube. And they're going to be out of business. What my understanding is a lot of them are moving over to Instagram. Now there was the Red Note that was another Chinese app that a lot of the TikTokers started downloading. They crashed their servers from all the Americans downloading Red Note. And Red Note is really is strictly Chinese. So my friend Nina had 70,000 subscribers on TikTok. I've got a couple. I think I made 40 cents. Never got paid. But I really enjoyed the liver of that. Just wish I got more. They said Elon Musk might buy TikTok. Yeah, and there's another billionaire. I've read it on Newsbreak yesterday. There's another billionaire that was considering buying it. I understand the Chinese spoken word. Yeah, I read there was some what the app is actually called, but when you translate it, it comes out Red Note. My whole thing, and I don't do time, or my thoughts, this is my personal opinion, is there's absolutely 100% nothing wrong with TikTok as far as what the government's wanting us to believe or trying to make naive people believe. Because if you want to get into people's business, I guarantee you Facebook has more on everybody than TikTok ever thought about. What the government doesn't like is they can't control TikTok because it is not American. And even if Elon Musk buys TikTok, TikTok will lose a lot of what makes TikTok really valuable to a lot of people. Regular content creators, great. They're still in business. But a lot of people spread the word out. They get the news out that the government doesn't want spread out, just like North Carolina. The government tried to hush all that up, but too many TikTokers put it out there, and they can't regulate TikTok, and that's exactly why they want TikTok shut down. And I'm not a TikToker. I hate that people are going to lose their income, but me personally, I could care less about TikTok. But I do understand a lot of people are getting their money from TikTok. But so I have no stake in it at all, but I just think it's kind of crappy of the government. Because honestly, you really think the Chinese care if Brandon went to Walmart and did a Walmart order? Really? Because they might get that information, because if I was watching TikTok there, it would show that I was at Walmart. Anybody that believes that they're really spying on just the ordinary American citizen, you got brainwashed by our wonderful government. And that's all I'm going to say on that, because I'll get deactivated probably. But I'm not. I'm just sharing my personal opinion. The chat quit going. Did Facebook or did YouTube shut me down? Pull the plug on him. He's telling the truth. But what do they call that? Theorist. But really, if you really think about it, who really cares? You know, I understand a lot of it's just like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, everybody was worried about the cookies that get put on your computer. Oh, they're spying on you. And in all honesty, the only thing that cookies were bad about is transmitting data back and forth to servers to tell the servers what your shopping habits were, and it's slowing down your computer. That is the only bad thing about cookies, honestly. A lot of people, well, they don't need to know my business. You know, do you really think they really care if you shop at Amazon or if you shop at Adam and Eve? Do you really think they care? They're just trying to serve up better ads for you, because you're going to get the ads. I don't care what you do. You're going to get ads, especially on Facebook. Facebook, you don't even have to have your phone turned on, and you can have a conversation with somebody in a living room about bicycles, and in the next few days, bicycles are going to start popping up on your ads. Now, you tell me who's spying. That's a little creepy there, but they're just trying to. All these companies are just trying to make it easier, and they're trying to jump on any opportunity to put a product out in front of you that you have been looking up or talking about. So I get it, but anybody that really thinks anybody cares if where you shop, what you shop for, what kind of tampons you use, what kind of condoms you use, they could care less. I mean, really. You know, how many American citizens have government secrets that doesn't work in that field? Ordinary citizens do not know anything. They already know where all the military bases are. So you can't, if I said Shepherd Air Force Base was 6 miles from me, that makes no difference. Everybody in the entire world can look that up on Google. Okay, that was my rant. I don't know what fired that up, but I guess I brought it up, didn't I? I was just wondering if y'all are into TikTok but Instagram is supposed to, a lot of the influencers are supposed to try to transition over to Instagram. The problem is Instagram does not pay as much as TikTok. There was one guy that made $400,000 a month just on TikTok. He was a big TikToker. I can't remember who that was. This is what I was told. But cookies, I'll have a snickerdoodle. I want a peanut butter cookie. Anybody want to make me some homemade peanut butter cookies? I'll give you a pecan. I still got this pecan. I need to get the channel locks in here and crack it and eat it. Anyway, y'all do not start talking about food because I have not ate today and I'm hungry. I got what's that? How long has it been since you've had a popping hot fresh bowl of Wolf brand chili? Well, it's been about 3 days, and it's going to be in about another 30 minutes, and I'm going to have me another hot popping fresh pot of chili or whatever. I got a can of chili in there. I'm going to throw it in the microwave, and I got some crackers. That's dinner. Be kind of getting late to be eating that, but I got to eat. Better than I got honey buns in there, but I think the chili would probably be a little better for me than the honey bun at this hour. More like the next few minutes. YouTube Music is sending all the songs from my old Spotify account. I love peanut butter cookies and Nutter Butter peanut butter sandwich cookies. Those are good too. The pecan sandies, those are good. But you can't beat good homemade, hot, fresh out of the oven peanut butter cookies. Oreos. You know, speaking of Oreos, honestly speaking, those generic great value at Walmart, the one that, it's like 3 rolls. The center one's vanilla and the 2 are chocolate and they're mixed. Those are really good to me. I actually like those better than the Oreos. But did you watch the John Wayne movie last week? You said you were going to relax and sit on the recliner and watch the movie. I sit down on the recliner and I started flipping through Netflix, or not Netflix, Peacock. And something, I forgot what it was, and I lasted about 10 minutes. And I was asleep. How are they getting in my head? We had a Bib Pop earlier. I don't know what that is. I did a food review with that dinner, and Miss Swumble joined in doing that video too. Cool. I don't know what Bibby Pop is. I know Emily ordered HelloFresh, the HelloFresh stuff. She called the other night. I was over at Mom's and I had it on the speakerphone, and I probably had it on the speakerphone. She goes, "That tastes like." I said, "Oh, I'm over here at Mom's, and you're on the speakerphone." But anyway, whatever it was, she said the sauce that came with it was horrible. She said the dog wouldn't even. She tried to put it on the paper plate for the dog, and the dog wouldn't eat it. You have to watch that movie on the video now. Okay, cool. I have an order in the morning, so I have to. Okay, Lisa, appreciate you coming by, and enjoy your working in the morning. I'll be up about 10:30. I'm no, well, yeah, I no, well, I've edited that video, and I need to upload it to at least upload it to YouTube and have it scheduled for tomorrow. Of course, I got till 3 o'clock. I've started releasing the videos at 3 o'clock, and honestly, y'all, it doesn't matter what time you release your videos. They used to say your first 8 hours was your main hours for the algorithm to push your video out. I honestly don't know if it really makes a difference. You can look at the analytics and stuff, and it'll tell you what the best time to release your videos. I really don't know if it makes any. I've never noticed any difference. But I figured 3 o'clock. Everybody's up and around by then. Some people are getting off work around then, and that seems to be a good time. But anyway, I will probably heat that bowl of chili up and start upload. Well, I have to do the AI. I'm going to try that AI that Jim was talking about there, because I've got to do that video tonight and get it uploaded to Amazon and to YouTube. I may not edit the other video tonight. I don't know. I might, but I'd like to just eat and watch something. I can watch it on here. I really need. I ought to move that recliner back in here. I don't have enough company to keep an extra recliner in the living room, and I could stay warm in here. Put a movie. I don't know, that TV don't have a Roku on it, but True Grit, it picks up that channel. I don't know if y'all can get that on your TV or not. It's all them old westerns. So I like a good old western, but I also like Gilligan's Island too. So especially Marianne. Oh, anyway, did you feel safe in the dashing world? Did you feel? Yeah, I do. And hello, by the way, I didn't even see that comment up there. I do, but I think that depends on where you live. You know, you living in Chicago, St. Louis, New York City, depends on what side of towns you are, what hours you're in. Where I live, there's a couple of areas I wouldn't really want to deliver to after dark, but I would, and I have. I just generally don't. But I don't deliver after dark anyway. It's too hard to find addresses. But if you're doing it part time after a full time job, I understand you ain't got no choice, especially with this time change. Man, by 5:30, 6 o'clock, it's about dark. For some reason on my Facebook, it started popping up the nostalgic music, and then probably because I started clicking on those, and now there you go. They're watching what you're watching. They're watching what you're doing online, and they're worried about the Chinese. Anyway, I'm getting a lot of John Wayne, like the shootist, McClintock, and the little clips out of them. That's why I brought it up last week when I was talking about watching John Wayne. A pork chop, are you doing any DoorDash or Spark or anything now? There's several areas around here that I wouldn't deliver in the day, let alone at night. Some I wouldn't stop at the stoplight for fear of our wheels being stolen. Geez, sounds like you need to start packing and using. I don't know. I know you have a right to defend your property and all this and that, and you're probably not going to get in trouble if you did use lethal force, but look at all the hassle going to court and all that. I don't know. Better off, like I said, just avoid the area and you ain't got to worry about it. Here, we used to have one area, and I worked at the grocery store over on that side of town, and you had a little loop that you had to go down the road, and you made the little loop. Well, my boss told me, don't stop, just run over them, because they'll jump out in front of your car and try to get you to stop so they can rob you. Luckily, I never had that problem. Right down the road was police dispatch, and when I went to work at 911 here in Wichita Falls, we had one of our girls I was in class with. She had somebody step out in front of her car and try to get her to stop, and she just eased forward, didn't floor it, but just took off. They jumped out of the way, but they've cleaned up a lot, and it's not so bad over there, and a lot of it's a mixed. There's no dominant color in anywhere in Wichita Falls anymore. Everybody just kind of lives everywhere, and for the most part, everybody gets along with everybody. Wichita Falls is not a dangerous or racial town as compared to a lot of others, So, for the most part, Wichita Falls is safe. I'd live pretty much anywhere. Like I said, there's a couple of places I really wouldn't really want to do at night. I would, but you gotta pay attention to what's going on around you. No, I only ever did Spark, but I haven't been doing anything. My eBay is my extra. Oh, cool. How much, since you're an eBay guru, apparently, how much does eBay charge? What percentage do they charge? Is it like 2%? I used to do a little bit of eBay, but it's been a long time ago. I mean, what, 20 years ago? And I don't even remember. I've still got this electric, which you did tell me what I needed to do, and I forgot about that from just now. I still got that electric wheelchair. I need to call in nursing homes. I forgot. But I think eBay charges like 2%, but I can't remember. But I guess if you could get it sold locally, you wouldn't have to have shipping and all that anyway. Oh, more like 20%. Way more than 2%, really. Maybe that's what they charged way back then, or maybe I just not remembering right. That's ridiculous. You'd have to jack the price up so much. I've got this on Craigslist. I don't think Craigslist charges you. I don't know. I hadn't sold it, but 13.25 to 15%. Wow. Man, let's see, if I sold that for $750 times 15%, is that right? $112. Good grief. So that would knock me down to 650, 642? No, 638. 637.50. I got a calculator open. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. Except for cars. We had the dodgy areas back home too. When I was at my first cab office, one of the drivers was strangled with his own seatbelt. Thankfully, he survived. That was when they said no seatbelt for cab drivers. In 1997. Oh, it was 2% in 1997. That's probably about when I'm remembering. That's crazy. You can sell a car for $5 and all this other stuff, and it would cost me $112 for a $750 item, or up to $112.50. Buddy and I tried to do some resale a couple of years back, and it went horribly. They charge different fees in different categories. Well, I know if y'all watch Mushy Moo, I know, what was it, last year or the year before last, he was doing a lot of the Goodwill. He was going to the Goodwills and buying stuff and then selling it on eBay. I haven't watched him in a while, but the last few videos he never mentioned it, so I guess it was a bust. By the time you pay the shipping and all that, it's just not worth it. They've changed different fees for different categories. I would have figured that it probably got cheaper because Facebook Marketplace is free, and that's where pretty much everybody looks. Of course, I guess if you're specializing in stuff and you're sending it across the country, because most people that look at Marketplace, they're looking in that area or, within 100 miles. eBay will send you a 1099. No. Okay, I'm not getting, I don't want no more 1099s. I'll get a 1099 from Amazon, one from Google, and one from Spark. I don't think I passed that 600. I don't think I passed the 600 on Proxy Picks. And I know I didn't on DoorDash. I don't even know if I've done a DoorDash in over a year. But Google, Amazon, and Spark, I'll get 1099s on. And something else, and this another theory, or not a conspiracy theory really, but if y'all have sold on Facebook, when you go to delete an item or mark it sold, it'll pop up and it'll say, "Did you sell it on Facebook, somewhere else, rather not say, or none of the above," or something. I used to put sold it on Facebook, but then I got to thinking about it. If dear Uncle Sam ever wants to stick their paws into the Facebook groups like that, or like Marketplace, and they have got a paper trail of you selling on Marketplace, and you said you did, then they got you. So I have started putting none of the above, or whatever the bottom option is. I can't remember now, but I'm not. That's almost like when Spark was wanting you to put if it was in an apartment or not. I did at first because I thought, oh, that'll help, and then I realized that's helping them, and they're wanting us to do their research for them. No, I quit doing it. I just next skip. You can also sell on the OfferUp app and on Nextdoor too. I had never heard of those. I wished you could put medical stuff on Facebook. I still don't understand why you can't. I mean, I know that's their rules, and I get supplements, medications, things like that. I totally agree with it. I won't even do product reviews on that stuff, and I've been offered to do like for hair loss, some oil stuff that you put on your head. And I would have liked to personally have tried it because I'm a little thin up there. But what if and they wanted me just to say it was good and not actually find out it would take 6 months to know if that stuff worked or not. And I'm number one, I'm not going to lie. It's dishonest. I put that stupid tent thing up and I wanted to be dishonest about that really bad. But what if somebody watched your video, then they put that stuff on their head, or they took a supplement or some medication and they had a reaction? And you may never know about it, but what if they did? You're responsible for that, or partly responsible for it. So I just don't do it. So I get Facebook not wanting you to put that kind of stuff on there, but crutches, wheelchairs, walkers, walking canes, stuff like that. That's just helping people out. That's not doing anything bad. There used to be, you used to sell firearms. I don't want to say that GUN word, but you could sell firearms on Facebook. And then they stopped that where you can't do that anymore. Well, there were some pretty good deals too. And now you can't look that up. Anyway, you got your Amazon. I just saw that. Your Amazon 1099. I saw, was it an email? I'm not doing anything, y'all, until I have to, number one. But, our incoming president had talked about federal taxes. So I don't think he could, if he really was going to do something about it, I don't think it would be this year anyway. But just in case, I'm not going to do anything until I have to. Was that? Let's see. I saw something. It might have been Amazon, but when I clicked on it, it was like it got an error on going to the page. But I didn't know their 1099s was out already. So I kind of added up on the computer, just I added up the figures from Amazon and from Spark and all that. And I'm right about where I thought I would be. Because, I've got that insurance, the not health .gov, whatever it is, the Obamacare. I've got that, and you have to put in your income and what you think you're going to make next year. And I'm right where I needed to be, so I don't have to worry about that being messed up. Howdy, Frank Fullis, Tanker D20. Oh, Ellen came in. Hello, Ellen. I didn't see you sneak in the door. Hope y'all are doing well. Yeah. So Amazon's got theirs out. I know I made more on Amazon than I did Spark, almost double. But I didn't Spark as much this past year. I'm kinda. I mean, I still want to do Spark, but I'm telling y'all, it's sure nice to fill up about once every 2 weeks versus 2 or 3 times a week. I have not missed hitting that gas pump every 2 or 3 days. I have not missed that wet at all. I made way less than last year. Health kept me down. Ooh, yeah. It happens. I had one year like that. I was actually out of all work for almost a full year when I had cancer. Luckily, where we lived was cheap, or cheaper. It wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper. Yeah. Well, hopefully the health issues are straightened out now. I fill the truck up 3 or 4 times a week. Oh man. See, I don't miss that. And when I was sparking the other day, I put 20 in it Saturday. Then I turned around and put another 20 in it Sunday. I should have just filled up, but I was trying to just put as little as I could because I knew come Monday, I probably wasn't going to be working. And with that electric bill I had, I was trying to save and pinch every penny that I possibly could. I didn't need extra gas sitting in the tank out in the driveway when I could have been putting that money towards the electric bill or food or whatever. But if you're not making enough a day to justify filling up, $40 for gas, I guess my neighbors out have just heard something. I don't see nothing on camera, but I'm saving what? 4 is $160 a month, 150. We'll just say $150 a month on gas. I mean, I made a lot more than 100. Yeah, I just saw a shadow out on the road, so I guess he's putting something out there. Anyway, yeah, just filled up today, $29. Hallelujah! Oh, you must have got some discount there. Well, you drive a little car anyway. I can't remember what it was that you drove, but it's a smaller car. It seemed like I missed it. What are you driving? Me? If you're talking about me, I got a Nissan Maxima. That's what's crazy. That tells you exactly how the gig economy has gone in the last 4 years. When I started doing Uber and Grubhub and DoorDash and all that, I was driving a 2005 GMC Yukon XL, and you can guess about what kind of gas mileage that gets. And I was making money. I was making bank. And now I don't know that you could drive one of those and make a living because of the, and gas is really not that much higher, but the pay for all these orders has gone like a third of what it used to be. I put 55 in the truck today and it made it to 3/4 of a tank. That's where that Yukon was. It was $50. It seems like a time or two. I remember it being $60, and I was getting the gas at Murphy's. So you put in your phone number, so you get about filling that up. About every second or third time, you got 10 cents off a gallon. Of course, if you got Walmart Plus, you get 10 cents off a gallon every gallon anytime. Walmart Plus is if you're going to be, unless you have some other discount things. I mean, maybe Gas Buddy in your area is worth having. Gas Buddy ain't worth nothing in Wichita Falls. But anyway, if you use a bunch of gas, and Walmart Plus is worth paying that, what is it, $13 a month, unless you get it free. I'm still 4.7 on my customer rating, so I don't get my Walmart Plus. But for the 2 years, I got 10 cents off a gallon because I always got the free Walmart Plus. But yeah, oh yeah, I was thinking it was a smaller car, Alex. Arrow went up to 289 a few days ago. It was 255. I think it was 242 the other day when I got gas. Every weekend, the stations here all raise their prices. Man, they have done that here in the past, but they don't do it anymore. The one Murphy's across from Walmart on Lawrence Road here, which is the main Walmart, they used to raise theirs like that. And I think a lot of people started complaining they don't do it now. Costco works best for me when I fuel. Well, I've got a Sam's card, but which I guess Costco is about like Sam's, but Murphy's is cheaper for me. I mean, it's 10 cents off a gallon every time. Suburbs of Chicago. Ooh, good old the Windy City. It's a good band too, by the way. Two things come to mind when I think of Chicago: the Windy City and Chicago, the band. Murphy's and Sam's fuel is low quality. It makes my truck run like crap. Really? I've heard different people saying that. And there was somebody was saying something about it on the local Facebook rants and raves. And the two stations they were complaining about, they said, "Oh, I'll get my gas here because it's so much better than that one." The same exact fuel truck goes to that station, then they go to that station. Same exact fuel. The only honestly, all the fuel is the same fuel, but different places put different additives into it, which makes a difference. I've never had any problem with any, even when I had my vet. You were supposed to use the premium, the super high octane. About every fourth fill up I did, I never noticed a difference, honestly. But different vehicles are going to act different. And I love Chicago, man. Yep. Real bad, but at 20 221,000 miles. I don't recommend the fuel for higher mileage vehicles. Yeah, I do agree with you there. And the oil, I'm not real sure the oil makes much difference on that because, you've got that high mileage synthetic. I didn't really notice any difference because the Yukon, that's what I used in it. And then it got up pretty high, so I just used the regular synthetic oil. It didn't burn any less oil or any more oil or nothing. The Yukon was a good truck. It gas gauge kind of got messed up, but the only thing I noticed between stations is the miles per gallon I get each one. Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing when I had that bet. Man, I wish I still had that car. Oh well. Maybe I'll get YouTube famous and I'll buy me what's that? Uh, Maserati or something. I'll go deliver a Spark in a Maserati. I don't ever expect that. I just like to be able to pay my electric bill. Man, I'm going to have to get a full-time job just for that one. I started using the new Valvoline Restore SW30 full send in the van. 3 oil changes with it now. Valvoline, I used to use the Valvoline GTX 50 weight. I had a 74 Gran Torino, and that's what kind of oil it liked. It ran better on that oil. If you're wanting to keep the car for a long time, then use the premium oil. Yeah. I should have kept the vet. But when I got it, I was married, and that went down the drain. And then I had 2 kids and a Corvette. Did not work out too well. But just a couple of months, maybe 3 months after I sold the vet, my son was at the age where his friend had a car and he started going everywhere with him. And he didn't need rides to school or to the mall and stuff like that anymore. And then it was just me and my daughter, but I'd sold the vet already. And I bought a Ford, what was that? The Expedition, Ford Expedition. Well, you're talking about the Yukon got better gas mileage than that Expedition. It got about 10 miles a gallon or 12, 10 or 12. Well, it was 89. No. The Mustang was 89. It was the C5. What year model? It was a. I could probably call Eddie, that friend of mine, and he could probably tell me right off the top of his head. I don't remember what model it was. It was the C5 because I didn't really like it when they changed the headlights in the C6s. They went to that European racing solid light. But I love that car. But I did kind of get tired of shifting gears. But if you get your RPMs high enough, you can change gears without the clutch. No, don't get a Maserati. More issues on those than the Yugo. Maseratis are the worst of the resale value than any other vehicle. Well, I'm probably not going to have to worry about that, Ray. I'm looking. To me, if I could get what I really wanted, I don't know though. I have not looked inside them, so I may not like the inside. I just left the hair. I saw it floating around. As the Range Rover, but the towing capacity is what I'm looking for. And they have a good towing capacity, but I don't know what they look like inside, and I don't know how mechanically dependable they are. I don't know a lot about them. But when I was looking at SUVs the other night, those kept because I kind of wanted it like a Toyota 4Runner, but those don't have a real high towing capacity on them. I don't, man, what was that year? What year was the C5? 97 to 2004. The Yukon was a 2004. It might have been a 2000 or maybe a 2001. I mean, it wasn't new. It was used. It had very, very low mileage on it. I bought it at Corvettes of Dallas. Not a scratch on it. I could have bought the ZR1, but it had some scratches and dents on it, and quite honestly, I mean, I know it had more horsepower, but just the regular Corvette, it ran faster than I would ever run it. So that's why I just went with the one that I went with. It did have the aftermarket air vent or air induction and all that, and the Bola exhaust, Bola or Bora exhaust. It was nice. And I bought the little Corvette plate that goes between the exhaust pipes. Bought the grates that goes in the tail lights. I had it fixed up. Paid cash for it. The casino was real good for a while. I had a GMC Jimmy, I traded that in, and I just paid cash for the rest of it. Casinos are not that good anymore. Not here. To answer the title of the live, it's been great. Went from averaging $23 an hour last year to $27.80 an hour. Mileage went from $1.35 to $1. Wow! All thanks to getting a W-2, so I focused my gig time on. You've really done well then. That's great, man. Busier hours and also catering app. Honestly, the biggest thing I miss about a W-2 job, and I know this sounds crazy, but I had more time. I had time to go camping, go fishing, made the Dirty Shoes Adventures videos. I had time to do stuff. Now I don't have time, which I'm going to work on that this year. But yeah, that's a $4 increase. That's good. And the good thing about a W-2 is it is a steady check. I mean, you got a schedule. You got to, whether you're punching a clock or not, you still have a schedule. So it had the LT1. Yeah. Range Rovers are for rich people so they can afford the expensive repairs. Oh, so they're expensive? Well, I was looking at used ones, not new ones. I mean, I found some that was around 16,000. I think the value on my car when I looked it up on Kelley Blue Book was like 16 or 17,000, and I owe 14, almost 15,000. So I wouldn't make any money, but if I could just trade even and keep the payment, hopefully a little less, I'd be good with that. Not trying to make any money out of it. It's the only thing I was looking at, and since I'm not delivering as much, then I'm not overly concerned about the gas mileage, but I would still like to get something around 16, 17 miles a gallon, you know. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Range Rovers. I just know they have a good towing capacity. Range Rovers cost a bloody fortune, not very reliable, to be fair. Oh, really? See, I hadn't done any research. I was just looking at the towing capacity. Got a Pontiac Formula with the LT1 vent motor and 6-speed. Drove the thing for almost 8 years. A friend of mine, he had a Firebird with that LT1 in it. Man, that car was fast. You could punch it, and that whole car would just get squirrely. They're so light. 12 Land Cruiser would be fantastic SUV. But I wonder, do they have a good towing capacity? I don't have a boat or an RV or anything, but I would like to have one. And, and I can't afford the SUV or a pickup or whatever and the boat or RV all at once. So I need to get one and then later get the other. And obviously, the obvious choice is to start with the vehicle first. Bartlett, yeah, that was it. Don't trust Kelly Blue Book. They are owned by the same company that owns Auto Trader, Mayhem Auto Auctions, and a couple of other auto-related companies. Auto Trader is where I was looking, but and I know that you may know more about it than I do. I noticed Auto Trader is it Auto Trader? No. What's the little fox? Carfax. They have a Carfax buyback guarantee. I wonder if that's legit. I don't know anybody that's ever used that. If you bought a car that had a Carfax on it, if Carfax would actually buy that car back if it turned out to be a junker. I don't know if that's actually legit or not, or if that's just a way to get you to subscribe to their services. Land Cruiser can tow, I believe, up to 8,000. I know it had a high towing capacity, and the boat, 3,000 pounds, an RV, 4,600 to 5,000. Check out the app or websites. Car Guru, that's my go-to these days. Really, Car Guru. Car Gurus. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, got it open. I'll leave that window open over there. And while this is, well, it don't take long to upload. But there's Car Guru tree. I never heard of it. The car that I have now and the car that I had before. No, I've got the car I had before here locally. The car I got now, it was on Auto Trader, but it was a Nissan of not Carrollton, a suburb in the Dallas area, from a big car lot. Man, they were big. But the same, not the same exact car, obviously, but they had this is the Nissan Maxima Platinum. They had one here in Wichita Falls, $32,000, same year model. Needless to say, I didn't pay anywhere near that. That's the difference between the prices in Wichita Falls versus prices in Dallas. If y'all live in a smaller town, and close to a bigger, or not smaller, but 100,000 people versus a million people, the prices for the million people is going to be a lot cheaper than the 100,000 people. Huge difference. And I'm a little leery about buying it from an individual too, because a lot of car lots will service what they sell, they'll take care of it. But you buy it from an individual, as soon as you sign that title or take those keys, that's your baby. Auto Tempest. Go to Margie's. They have a very good. But Elliot Waller, obviously you're in Wichita Falls. And I hadn't been in the Margie's, man, in a long time. Elliot Waller. Hope you're doing well out there. Not many people come in here and say, something about a local place. I live in Georgia. Well, apparently you're familiar with Wichita Falls then, because I don't think Margie's is. I think that's local. I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm watching Macam Auto Auctions all week. Drilling out. What gets me on some of those auto auctions that's on the TV, the prices of some of those cars. Used to, you could drive down. We have a road, Jacksboro Highway here, and a lot of the used car lots are down through there. You used to could drive down through there and buy a 70 model Cutlass for $500. And now the prices of Cutlasses and Grand Prix and all that's on them those auction site or auction TV shows, that's insane. Oh, peanut butter cookie. Man, that got me back in my head. I guess I may have to make a trip over to Margie's. I sold my little or actually Emily sold it, the dog kennel thing. My desk is sticky right there. Oh, I do have some frozen waffles. I guess I could eat and I'd rather have a bowl of chili. My daughter and grandson live there. We visit several times a year. Oh, okay, cool. Glad to have you. I haven't visited Georgia in a long time. It's a lot prettier there than it is here, though. We all know that one. Of course, it doesn't take a whole lot to be prettier than Wichita Falls. I used to buy old cars for so very cheap. Now I see how much my old cars sell for at auction. I wish I'd bought a warehouse to house them all. Yeah. And this is recent. Right? What was it? 3 years ago? Or 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, when the car prices went shong, that Carvana, which I highly, highly recommend nobody deal with them. When I had my Infiniti, I was considering trading it in. Carvana, I put everything in, the information. Carvana offered me $300 for it. I think Tim, you was talking about them, talking about pickup. When that Infiniti got totaled, insurance paid me $11,000. Of course, prices went up between that time, but that is Carvana is a ripoff. But talking about the prices of cars going up, though, just 2 years ago. Yeah, they don't give you nothing for your car either. I can tell you that. Yeah, I was thinking you'd say something like that. Yeah, $300 for that Infiniti. I wasn't no way. I I've hardly ever came out ahead on any car dealings. Now I bought an '89 Mustang GT, I bought it for $7,500, drove it for like 3 years, and sold it for $7,500. I thought I did excellent, but on that Infinity, I got more for it than what I paid for it. So I was really happy with that one. Do you know how long the background if you have something on your background? Do you know how long the background if you have something on your background? Or what are we talking about? Talking about like to get on these gig apps like Spark or something? I really don't know anyway. Even if you don't, I don't know how long it takes for something to come off your record. I know like speeding tickets and stuff like that. What is it, like a year? I think speeding tickets, well, and it may vary by state. In Texas, I think it's a year. I know you can take, probably the best bet is just to Google it. Oh, well, Google says on a speeding ticket, 3 to 5 years. You're in Florida. A speeding ticket in Florida typically takes a driving record for, uh, typically stays on your driving record for 3 years if it's a speeding ticket. Now, if it's like some other hit and run, in Florida, a hit and run conviction generally stays on your record indefinitely, meaning it can remain there for a life unless specific legal actions are taken to seal or expunge the case. Yeah, you're pretty well screwed on that one. Sorry. That's what it says anyway. Yeah, my speeding ticket, I took defensive driving. That was the first speeding ticket I've had in probably 40 years. Yeah, they wasn't cutting me no slack. Cost me as much to take the defensive driving as the ticket would have cost, but nothing was on my record. So, and I couldn't argue it either. I know I was speeding 88 and a 75, 13 over. You're okay at 12 over, but 13 over, they'll nail you. In Florida, that stays on your record for 3 years from the date of the conviction. Okay. Well, I just Googled it. The AI overview, who knows how. I got to renew my tag. My tags go out the end of this month. Always something. I got to keep that good so I can keep sparking because Spark will liable to shut me down. I don't know. I did pay my car insurance though, so I ain't got to worry about that. That renews next month. I keep getting notices on that. My first ticket was back in 1987. Was for 112 and a 55. Trooper asked me if I knew how fast I was going. Told him no clue. The speedometer stops at 85. Unfortunately, Ivory, it does sound like you're pretty well screwed on that one. I don't know. You know, and Spark is supposed to be cracking down on sharing accounts. I think say if you have a family member or something, but when they go to checking the scanning the ID and the facial recognition, it's going to catch you. So unless you do it together, I don't know if you're married or not. Or yeah, maybe look into doing something different. Amazon do product reviews. You don't have to worry about a driving record on that one. And you don't use gas. Had 40 traffic violations by the time I turned 18. Didn't get my first car till a week before my 17th birthday. Oh, I guess my first ticket, I was 15. So what was that? 1975, 79? No, 80. 65, 75, yeah, 80. Got a ticket for no driver's license. Then I think I got a speeding ticket after I got my driver's license. So I got that speeding ticket. Eddie was moving out, a friend of mine. So that was probably about 1986. So yeah, when I said I hadn't had a ticket in 40 years, that's about right. And all the times that I was drag racing up and down the drag here in Wichita Falls and doing other things that I shouldn't have been doing, never got caught. When I got my speeding ticket, I was helping a buddy of mine move. We were just talking, and I was going through a 35 at like 50. Big old nice. The speed limit is 50 now on that overpass. But back then it wasn't. They got me then. And then this one, 2 years ago, last year, whenever that was, and I was on my way to pick up a Walmart order. Having said that, I've had 2 traffic violations since then. I'm 42. I'm at 42 total since 1987. Wow. Man, that's a lot. My first speeding ticket back home when I put those blasted speed cameras on the roads. They cheated. I've only seen those in one town in Texas. A lot of people say, "Oh, those cameras give you a speeding ticket." No, they won't. The cameras in Wichita Falls are for traffic, monitoring traffic. They do not have anything to do with speed. The ones they put outside the highway that says this is your speed has no cameras on them. But probably 25, no, it's been longer than that, 30 years ago, Decatur, Texas, between Wichita Falls and the Dallas area, Fort Worth, had one that supposedly did have a radar in it, and they did email, or not email you, I had email back then, it did mail you a ticket in the mail. That's the only one I ever knew of. And I don't know that for a fact. That's just what I was always told. Oh, pork chop, good night. I need to go. Oh, wow, man. Y'all kept me up late. I was going to be up a lot later than this anyway, but I got work to do. Good night, pork chop. Hope you have a good one. I kept flawless driving, Ray. I was wondering if it did and would let me drive after 5 to 7 years. Well, Tim said it was, what, 4 years, 3 years, whatever you said a while ago. But when you Google it, it says it's on there indefinitely, but I don't know. And it may have something to do with your age too. If you're like under 18, then I don't know how old you are, but 3 years, what Claude told you? $47. What is 14-day rule for? I don't know. You can always call the DPS. Well, shoot. I don't know how y'all's, I guess they're all called DPS, Department of Public Safety. If they're like ours, then you won't probably won't be able to talk to anybody. All that automated crap. Yeah. I would call, you know, and it could have some variations there too. Like, was anybody injured? Did the insurance pay for it when it caught up with you? And could be a lot of different things involved there. I don't know. Oh, severity of hit and run, factors affecting removal, impact of your record. Well, if nobody was injured, it might not. The severity of the hit and run, including whether injuries or fatalities occurred, can further impact the legal consequences and potentially for a longer lasting record. Yeah, I do too. That's what I'm thinking, Mary. Right. Mary wrote something, and I saw that, and specifically property damage only 3 years, with injuries at least 5 years, with fatalities permanent. There you go. Well, Google was right partially. So it may have been long enough. Anyway, y'all, I am going to go throw a can opener on top of the can, dump some chili in a bowl, hit the start button on the microwave, and eat me some chili and upload a couple of videos. I got to upload one to Amazon, one to YouTube. But anyway, hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I got to remember to set the camera out in the yard tomorrow. If the wind's supposed to pick up early, so I might ought to just put it out there early and set an alarm. I won't get up that early, but I could set the alarm, go set the camera in the window in the kitchen or in the backyard and see if it blows away. Anyhow, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all have a great evening. I appreciate y'all coming by and enjoyed the conversation. And y'all stay warm if it's cold where you're at. If you're not, it's pretty much cold everywhere, probably. Anyway, y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something because you're going to grow old if you don't. And I will see y'all in the next video or wherever, whether I'm here or over on Grandpa's Random Reviews. I'll catch y'all later. Appreciate y'all being here. Y'all have a great night. Be safe out there. Bye.